Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. We have been on the defensive for what feels like a week, may have actually been a real-world week. It's time to do the other thing. What's the opposite of defense? I don't know, if only there was some kind of like chant or something that could help me remember this. Alright, so Gotrek is feeling rested, he's ready to go. Let's damage this army, right? Hold on, first let's look at this army. Yep, it's all chosen, far as the eye can see. Got those Mirror Guard, got some Horse Masters. Honestly, this is not... Ooh, Aspiring Champions. You notice there are only 16 of these guys in this unit. That should tell you something about them. Yeah, that's scary. Could you please put some damage onto those guys? Yeah, they're probably Urks. I don't actually know the definition of that word. Okay. Gotrek, are you feeling alright, man? I feel like you've been slacking a little bit lately. Alright, what we're gonna do here is... I don't know, just run at them en masse, right? Like... I guess this army's pretty healthy. I'm thinking, if everybody except Guthrie moves forward, together, we're presenting 51 units, all of them at full health. If both of these armies turn around and Archaon's able to make landfall and get to us, and Prince Sig, like if all four of these stacks come together, they might be able to beat that. Hold on. We could just like go to here, where Archaon can't contribute. I guess we might run into another lightning strike situation though. Mightn't we? So if that's a concern, who do we want to be in front? Probably Scully, right? Scully's units are healthy, high-tech, and high veterancy. So yeah, let's have him be in front, just in case. Swap you over to this mode. And... okay, we don't want to quite go all the way forward. Like, here is fine. If I could just... right behind this Kislevite horse. Unfortunately, actually remarkably difficult to move a guy there. And then we'll just move everybody else into reinforcement range. We may well get grabbed by some lightning strike here. Make sure that Grumbrindle is sort of cradled behind the other two. And yeah, you have to stay put. Okay, what else needs doing? Thorgard Berez Keeper has a skill point, which we'll put into Relentless. I feel like... huh, that's weird. I feel like I did that already before ending the last video.
Got then. I must fulfill my Slayer oath.
Alright, and we just continue along the, I'm assuming, yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I'm assuming there must be a river here, since this is where all the greenery is. Actually, that doesn't... it looks like an empty river bed, maybe? Whatever. Continue along that. A place where we're not taking massive attrition at all times. Plus, on this side of it, we're going to be... oh, I should be careful. Hold on, don't actually get that far ahead. Yeah, now that we're back in friendly territory, we're going to be replenishing, and actually we're not that far away from the Eye of the Panther. Alright, Dullard Steelbeard needs to just keep underway moving. Headed south. We need to get into Itzo's territory. Hopefully they'll still be there when we get there. I'm a little worried about them having only one settlement, and also it's got the plague. Yeah, you guys just keep running. Okay, here we want to make sure that we're taking as little attrition as possible. The Badlands are sometimes bad for that. You can see all of this stuff is unpleasant. It might have been a good idea to have this army... finish recruiting up to 20? Oh.
Refused.
I may have overcommitted myself here.
For clan honor. Yes, let's move.
Well, this is not great. I didn't realize this guy would be so far north. I mean, we had seen the guys at Zandri, right? So... this might not be great.
Refused.
Then again, I mean, Norskin Warhounds aren't actually dangerous. Marauders are a lot weaker than the Chaos dudes we've been fighting. Honestly, we might be okay. A single Bjornling army might just not be any match for us, frankly. Alright, is that everybody? Vrongni True Eye. Oh yeah, okay, this army that we were putting together up here. I think my intent with this was to send it southward. Do we need it southward? I guess that's a question I'm not really going to know the answer to until, like, a turn or two from now. So why don't we do some more recruitment?
I'll cast the runes.
How many units of Ironbreakers do we really need? We want some ranged in here too, right? Some normal ranged. So if we go south... I mean, I guess we're probably mostly fighting Norskins either way. So that being the case, I probably want to go for... Rangers? I really do like the Bugman's Rangers. Okay. Give him 2 turns of recruitment, and then we'll see how he feels afterward. And I guess we could go ahead and upgrade Ringo Rakaz and cut all of these growth buildings. And I guess that's all of our money, pretty much. We are at 386 Oath Gold. I should craft some stuff. Have we crafted all of the legendaries yet? I never did make one of these. 18% physical resistance is good. It's not bad. I think we did craft all of the other legendary stuff. Yeah, okay, like 18% physical resist is totally fine. I really like ward save. Ooh, actually, maybe we should just make somebody an Iron Warden's Ward Stone. And then save up to make another one afterward, because 20% when fighting Chaos in Norska is a pretty valuable thing up north. We don't have pottery. We have a pottery settlement, though, don't we? Didn't we get one? I think the problem here is that I just haven't built the pottery building. Oh, man. Is there any way to, not like, show me the potteries. Show me nearby pottery. So somehow, neither I nor any of the people I'm trading with have pottery. Yeah, like, I'm certain we have a settlement that has the pottery resource. But there's a lot of places where I have not yet built our resource buildings because we were busy. We've been spending so much money on dudes for such a long time. Man, maybe I'm wrong, though? Kind of looks like I might be wrong, though. What about up here? One of these northern settlements? Ah, Erengrad. Well, that's not that helpful. I'm going to save up, though. We're going to make a bunch of those 20% ward save items. The purple ones are one-time only, but all of the others have this icon that says, you know, they can be forged multiple times. Alright, so I guess we are, in fact, done for now. Let's see how Chaos handles our maneuver here. Because we don't actually know whether Sigvald has Lightning Strike because we attacked him last time. And at this point, Lightning Strike is actually detrimental to us. Oh, hey, Toddbringer's pretty far north. Maybe he's going to come up and actually help? It kind of looks like they're, the Empire's turning their attention northward. It's maybe 5 turns later than I would have liked, but I'll take it. He does, in fact, have Lightning Strike. Well, I mean, if he wins this, even if he wins this battle, he's going to suffer some serious consequences. All right, let's do it. So he had to move forward far enough to attack us. Which means he's not going to have a huge amount of movement left for running away afterward, and he's going to need to run away afterward. I do not think it is likely that we win this battle, although some of you may have noted that I tend to be a little pessimistic. I will say I do think that this, an underground battle bodes really well for us. This is really cool, the snow falling in through the crack in the ceiling. I don't know that I've ever seen this particular underground map, this Norskin underground, but this is really neat. Yes, so let's make sure we're far enough forward. I want to be able to fire on them pretty much right away. They don't really have any artillery, I don't believe. Organ guns have to be a little bit closer. Alright. Grombrindle, as the only one who's not going mad, the only one of our people up here who's not going mad, of course must be killed. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to... Do I want to set up my ranged in front? I probably do. This army has kind of a lot of ranged now, since our brilliant only recruit quarrelers with great weapons tactic. Leave a spot in front of the organ guns that's actually open, just in case. Obviously, the catapults won't have a problem. But just in case, the organ guns might have targeting issues shooting through guys right in front of them. And then, yeah, we're just gonna have to, we're gonna be in a position where we're gonna have to run forward a little bit to defend, but I think this is fine. Do I want the Rangers? I think I'm gonna have the Rangers off to the, like, the extreme edges, because they're more likely to be able to move in quickly and get some good flanking shots in. Alright, let's see how much we can mess with them with this, this unit of gyrocopters. We have had, once or twice, pretty good experiences with that. Alright, I like cannon fire into the aspiring champions. I think that's pretty good for us. So are there... There aren't great weapon chosen in here. There's a couple units of halberds. I'm going to run over here and we're going to drop the bombs on this side. I didn't want to drop the bombs on the other side because those guys are Chaos Warriors. I'd like to get as many chosen as possible in the blasts. Yeah, that was pretty effective. And we're going to come back here. We're going to make them engage, and then we'll fly behind them and start shooting, because I don't want to leave myself out in the open with the Horse Masters. Although I guess we can come over here and harass these Chaos Knights on this side. You guys get close. Okay. And if those Horse Masters ride up and start getting aggressive, we can just back up. Alright, here comes the volley. Not going to see a ton of casualties from this, unfortunately. It is also probably time for the guys to move up. Just fan out and get up there, and some of our archers are just gonna have to fight. I mean, that's why we got them with the great weapons, right? And this is why we have the Giant Slayers on this side. Yeah, just get him. Alright, so we need to have the Runesmith join up over here. Let's let him get a little bit closer before we pop the other stuff, because I think we may have missed some of our important targets with the armor buff there. And Grombrindle needs to run forward and actually engage on this side. Do I think we did enough damage during the meeting phase to come out of this ahead? I don't know. Probably not, actually. We'll see. That's actually Prince Sigvald himself. Our Runesmith... Oops, that's the wrong guy. Get in there and fight. Right, here we go. This is the guy I need. Put some damage buffs up. Alright, those Chaos Warriors are getting messed up. Gyrocopters also kind of getting messed up. Are we still in range? If we can break these guys down, then all of this stuff gets to flank over, so that's a pretty important goal. Just a matter of getting rid of that asshole. These guys are less armored, I believe, so the ranged attacks should be a little bit more meaningful. And actually, we can devote the cannons on that to that side as well. Cravens! Well, the good news is these guys are pretty close to breaking as well. Hopefully we can just push them off the side. Honestly, do I think that this Rune Lord can duel that guy out by himself? Because if so, we should probably have these Quarrelers back up. or alternately, have them move up here. Just fire into the flank. Actually, you know what I should do is have them move facing this way and fire into that flank.
Slayers! Lord of vengeance!
Come on, break. I'll say this for these dudes. There's some cool looking swords. We aren't just chopping them down. They're not going to break, clearly.
Runes of smiting upon them.
But it turns out we may not need them to. Grudge throwers. Yeah, just about there.
Slayers!
Alright, Quarrelers are doing stuff. Looks like there's only one guy on horseback left over here. We managed to lose all of our giant slayers to Chosen, though, before we can get our flank on. Our Rune Lord is holding up against Sigvald. I'd say that's about as good as that's going. He is not dead yet. Alright, so we managed to deal with all these horse dudes. Let's pull the rangers up like this. We actually need to start trying to rotate the other ranged around as well. See if we can get some fire into places where the line's thin, or... we still have dwarves down here. Might be able to fire into the sides of these guys. Yeah, give it a shot. Man, this one last dude on horseback is really holding his own. Get in there and do the thing. I mean, we're firing into their backs. It's not having quite the effect on their morale that I would like. Guys, probably not. We probably just can't get through, right? The faster we can burn these guys down, the better it's going to be for everybody. These Chaos Warriors are almost dead. Are you guys going to get the shot? I guess we should back up the... see if we can get the archers to back up, clear the gun line out a little bit. Okay. Getting some good shots in now. Honestly, this is not looking so good for him. This is actually turning out alright. Grombrindle is a terrifying monster. Just absolutely horrible. I can't help but notice that the cannons seem to have moved a lot forward, so if they could back up, that would probably be a good thing. Yep, and everybody else is... I think pretty much everybody's doing the thing they need to be doing. Rune Lord's getting his ass kicked. Not a ton I can do about it, unfortunately. We need what's-his-face to get over here. Grombrindle.
Strike out! Go!
Try to get ourselves a real angle on these guys.
Thunderers! Move!
Okay, we've almost actually managed to get some stuff done over here. Let's burn down these Chosen with the spells. Like, just give me everything. We need a lot more of everything. We're actually totally losing on this side. I need this to resolve quickly.
Pop those dwarven legs!
This is a reckoning!
Ready to save!
That's a pretty deep formation there. We can get some good damage done here. Alright, let's try to have Grombrindle run around and provide some relief on this side. Keep buffing people. Just do the best you can. Actually, hold on. We probably want the gyrocopter to engage on this side. Try to relieve the pressure on these iron breakers a little bit. Okay, we're getting some good rear fire damage done here. Yep, the gyrocopters are breaking down those Chosen. Oh, we're starting to get a little bit of distance. Some ability to throw those grenades. Yeah, that's fine, man. Run. Get out of there. Try to survive. You have done what we needed of you. Honestly, I have these Rangers try to get out of the way of the gun line. Wow, that was a hell of a thing there. Let's go hit these guys in the back, try to break them down. Turn guard mode off. Under no circumstances are you to stop trying to kill Sigvald. Get that done. Can you guys please wrap this up? Really use some help. A unit of Iron Breakers has gotten themselves clear. So, I mean, you know what's going to happen here. Get those grenades in. So I need a little bit of help here, trying to make sure that this doesn't turn into a big situation. Once these guys have, like, delivered all of their grenades, we can have them turn around. I was kind of hoping the Thunderers would deal with this. Alright, Grombrindle is winning handily over here. He is very good at his job. Okay, those guys are breaking. Actually, they're all breaking. Yeah, that was their army that broke, not just those guys. Yeah, Grombrindle is terrifying. Look at it, he took like no damage the whole battle. And now his smoke bomb's not recharging because he can't quite catch Sigvald. Look at those legs go. Alright. Hunt him to the ends of the earth. Well, to the end of the underway anyway. Don't go outside. We don't know what's going on up there. Okay, hey, the balance of power bar had that in his favor, right? I feel pretty good about that outcome. The underway maps are just not, they're not good for Chaos Warriors. They would be a lot better for a Chaos Warriors army that had brought some Hell Cannons along, but this infantry heavy thing that Sigvald seems to be into does not really work against us that well. Even though Chosen are terrifying. Still, like, we didn't even really get as much artillery work done as I would have liked. I think I'm underestimating the toughness of some of our troops. In particular, probably the Iron Breakers, which are really, really good. Okay, Pride Assassin for Grombrindle. This dude's coming back around to Sjökraken, but I think we should be okay. So we need to now pursue this army and make sure that it is actually dead. Because I believe that the stacks can be replenished. They can go into encampment mode, they can hire new troops, but I believe that there cannot be any new stacks. At least not in this wave. I don't know for sure that this is the last wave. The text that accompanies it, I believe, is the text that accompanies the last wave in the Total War Warhammer 1 version of the map. Mortal Empires is uncharted territory for us, so who knows? Also, Thrond Ironbrow did lose that fight, but you have to hand it to him. He really stayed in there a long time, and he did a lot of good work. Alright, deep in the jungle, there's some Skaven doing some stuff. I'm hoping that we won't have to care about that. If those Skaven declare war on us, they will probably devour that stack without us really being able to do anything about it, so let's hope it doesn't happen. Oh, I hope they were going to march north and actually do some damage to those beastmen. I guess that makes sense. They got to defend their settlement now that it looks like the beasts are obviously coming for them.
Welcome to my throng.
Nope, still no. I mean, the Tillians know we have other problems. They can see all these Bjornlings. I think the whole world might benefit from a little bit of focus right now. Alright, so that guy's pretty much just an annoyance. Remarkably, the beastmen warherd stack that is sieging Erengrad is preventing the rebels from really getting anything accomplished. As it is kind of a shame that when the when the warherd is defeated, those rebels will just go straight into the city. Yeah, we'll manual this. I think we should win this. Actually, I think this is totally right on, because this army is mostly just like garbage marauders. Those chaos trolls are kind of dangerous, but I don't think Norscan warhounds can do anything against dwarves. I guess they would mess up an artillery crew if they got into the artillery. Maybe. I'm really not impressed by the warhound units. They're awesome for harassing like peasant archers, but really not a huge amount else. You know what they do? What they do that is valuable. I don't think that I've ever seen a unit kill fleeing units as effectively as warhounds do. So you can use them to like pick off people who are trying to get away, and I do think that's valuable. Why don't we just set up where the land is flattest? And I mean, there's not really a lot of like technique to apply here. This is not a fancy army composition. Let's do it. So our ranged units are going to want to focus on their horses and their trolls first. And we are going to get harassed a lot by marauder horsemen. I don't know that that's dangerous necessarily. It's certainly annoying. And we don't have the iron breakers that I like as a way of dealing with those units. But like marauders are just bad. They're just not. They're not up to the task of fighting longbeards. Okay. Good targeting so far. Stay focused on those trolls. You guys stay focused on these trolls. Trolls have real leadership problems, so I'm hoping we can break them before... Wait, don't move the Slayers forward. Those are just marauders. We do, however, need to move this line up now. Hopefully that won't blow our line of fire too much. Okay, we do have some. We are going to take some Slayer casualties here, as the Marauders get to throw stuff at them for free. Alright, I think this is about a slightly... This is like a nice compromise, right? I still want to pause to issue orders, but also I think it maybe is a little annoying to watch all the pausing. A little bit of slowdown here during order issuing time is maybe a better way to do this. Then we just go back to full speed. Thunderers need to find a better angle, actually. Sorry, I do actually have to pause for this. You know what the Thunderers need to do? Screw better angle. Kill me some horsemen. Yeah, you can see their units are breaking up already. Could probably keep the Quarrelers firing on these trolls. Yeah, these trolls will get giant slain. Yeah, unfortunately we're not really going to be able to do much in terms of fighting the Marauder Horsemen. Like they're gonna tear up my giant slayers. Alright. We can start turning some ranged on them now that we've chased the trolls off. I'd love to get my lord in on their lord. It looks like that might take a minute. Can we get some of these slayers turn around and attack these dogs? Shouldn't take long to break them up. It is taking a remarkably long time for these guys to inflict any meaningful damage on... Oh. Are you actually getting shots off here? I don't think these,
Move!
I
Nothing
don't think these quarrelers are actually taking their shots. Those guys are almost done.
Ranged firepower ready! For the High King!
Alright. I don't think they're coming back. We can go ahead and change up now.
Get them! Yes, Lord!
Yep, keep fighting.
Ready
I mean, like, I'm gonna run forward a little bit. And see, they're gonna turn and run, and they're faster than we are. And notice they respond to my orders as soon as I issue them, before they could possibly know that they... Like, much faster than a player would respond. Actually, before it is possible to respond. They just know. Which is kind of annoying. Alright, so we're gonna try to wrap these guys around up behind. We'll let all the ranged handle this. A lot of dead giant slayers, but I mean... Have we ever fought a battle where we have slayers where there weren't a bunch of dead slayers at the end of the battle?
Vengeance! Fire!
Somehow this isn't really going that well.
Quarrelers!
And also I was wrong. Those guys totally turned back around.
Slayers! Shall we attack?
I'm impressed with the toughness of these Marauder horsemen. They don't seem to care much that we're shooting at them.
Give me vengeance! The nearest winners!
I saw a victory is within our grasp notification. It seemed to be maybe a little premature.
Plow through! Dwarf!
There it is. There's the break. Alright, I think our ranged came out of that pretty much consequence-free. Yeah, so we've softened up our battle line a little bit, but we still have that good dwarven ranged power. Unfortunately, I did not recruit any siege weaponry or any artillery for these guys, so that might make things a little bit more difficult. I'm hoping that a few of these units actually will be removed from this army, because as it is, chasing them and actually finishing them off is still going to be a total pain. I have too many bodies. All of the other armies, if they're actually at that settlement that the Bjornlings took from the Khemri, they'll have to get past this Khemri city to get to us. So I guess we're not in, like, terrible danger or anything. We can use Gorgazon as a shield. Wait, what happened there? Yeah, we sure did defeat Prince Sigvald. Some guys are raiding us. Tecton Halfhand has acquired a magic mask. We gotten a garbage sword. Just a whole lot of stuff is happening. Those dwarf lords that we dismissed when we confederated that territory disappeared. I think the Chaos Rebels attacked the beastmen. Failed to drive them off, but they did something. Can we get a little help here? Hey, Toddbringer. You want to be a hero?
How can I help?
Okay, Grumbrindle needs some... even more health. That's what he needs. You managed to not die, which I'm grateful for, but we probably have to be really careful with him in the next battle. So what's left of this army? Just a huge amount of Chosen, that's all.
The dwarfs need me. Vengeful.
Well, Scully should be able to handle this. Scully with Thorgrim backup, or... I think we probably have Scully do it himself.
Master of
He doesn't have Pride Assassin yet either, does he? No, he totally doesn't. Yeah, because we kind of need to turn these other armies around.
also. By the ancestor god.
Oh, I should have attacked first. Whatever, this is fine. You know what? I'm not gonna manual this. The flame cannons will do the job. No, we're gonna manual this because I want to watch the flame cannons do the thing. The flame cannons are tremendously satisfying, and you know we're gonna get to see that big grenade thing happen as the lines close, and it's just a pleasure to watch Scully's army at work. Plus, we get to do gyrocopter bombings. They do have about 2/3 of a unit of horsemen, all told, so we have to be a little careful with our copters.
Show us the target, Lord!
Have the flame cannons way up close so we can start firing as quickly as possible. Have to have the organ guns a little compressed on that side so that they don't get treed too badly.
The mountain and home!
I mean, we're going to do pretty much the same thing here. I guess,
Grudge must be satisfied!
can we just lay the grudge bearers out, or the iron breakers out like this? That probably won't interfere with the firing of our siege weapons. We can move stuff back a little bit. We're probably fine.
Breakers!
The cannons, or the flame cannons, nope, sorry, not you guys. This is what I want.
Gunner!
Flame cannons fire in an arc, right? So we should be, this should be okay.
Yes! Moving
Alright.
out!
Let's see. Yep, cannon fire should be available pretty soon. Organ guns are already at work.
Let the vengeance begin! Giant up on it! The clans unite!
Let's have them go all the way through.
Move! Move it out! Giant up on it! We are relentless!
Yeah, that's right, you better run.
Nothing can stop
Alright.
us!
Flame cannons are having a little bit of accuracy problems here.
Range fast! Off we go! Go! Yes, Lord! Plow through! Moving out!
Where you guys think you're going?
Charge! Aye, as you command! Strike out! Understood, Lord!
Let's drop some more through this thick bit of the army in the middle here.
Yes! Plow through! Aye!
And there's the
Range fast!
the grenade wave.
We demand blood!
Jesus, look at that.
Range far! Range fast!
It's a pleasure to watch ironworkers do, or iron breakers do their thing.
Well done! Get them! Giant up on it! For the cannons and go!
You guys can probably turn and take them out.
Slayers! Gazakat! Ah! Do we attack? Vengeance!
I guess I should be pressing buttons over here, right?
I will do it! Now! Move it out!
So we can run over here. Still more grenades. It's never all of the grenades. We never ever run out.
No! Strike out!
Let's see how many people we can actually get through the line here. Actually, yeah, that unit of Chosen just sort of collapsed, didn't it?
Lord! Iron breakers!
Alright, so that's dealt with.
Take it!
I mean, you gotta be impressed with the never die spirit of some of these chaos units. They really stay in.
Fire to the foe!
Oh, those poor guys.
Slayers! Plow through!
Alright, hopefully this will be the actual end of this army. Just non-stop grenades for those dudes. 39 losses. Okay, I'm confident that I outperformed the auto resolve there. I bet that we would have lost more. Yeah, man, it's just super fun to see the grenade line happen. It's gonna be hard to go back to playing humans or whatever after this. So if we can actually completely obliterate this stack, then that means I think all that's left of the main Chaos Army or Chaos Warriors faction is Archaon. Now granted, Archaon has a full stack at full health. So it's certainly not nothing, and it's definitely a match for any of our settlements up here. But if we can just chase him around the coast with 2 armies, those armies don't even necessarily have to get anything else accomplished.
I'll get on it.
Okay. Finally actually dead.
Armed and ready.
And we even have enough movement left. We can turn around, move a little bit, and then still go into encampment mode and get our health back.
Clan honor. Got them.
And this guy around here, he might be able to help us out with that.
For the wisdom of Valea.
You need to get on recruiting a couple more units of Giant Slayers, I believe, was the plan. Yeah, I think that should be fine. So in 2 turns, Guthrie the Mad is ready to march out. May as well finish these upgrades. Man, we are really paying a lot more in military upkeep than we used to.
I am the White Dwarf. Okay.
Crombrindle needs to get all the way back here.
King acts.
And sadly, Thorgrim didn't really get to do anything. What else would we want to build? This is probably not even worth spending time on right now. I guess, get me a barley field. Okay, Khazad Bordkarag could also use real walls, just in case. Who else do we have left? Of course,
And the Slayer.
the southern armies here. We should probably have Slow Guy go first. Where is the end of your movement area? Oh wow, okay, there it is. You can really book on this
The Slayer.
dry riverbed, I think is what it is. Yeah, it's tough in the fog of war to see the faint yellow movement outline on the desert. So we're maybe like 2 turns out from Eyes of the Panther.
Clan honor.
I think next turn we'll be able to get very, very close, but we probably won't actually be able to attack it.
What orders? Using guild routes.
Okay, this guy needs to come down here and make landfall so that he can help us harass Bjornlings.
Aye, I suppose so.
We don't need to do this manually. You know what's going to happen. I guess if I don't do it manually, am I going to take a ton of damage on my Giant Slayers? Yeah, I'm going to take a ton of damage on my Giant Slayers either way, frankly. Actually, that probably outperformed us doing it manually. And that's not even a me playing poorly thing, that's just the way the game considers the damage that ranged units do. Okay.
Armed and ready.
Well, it looks like Gorgazan might be in some trouble. Or I might be in some trouble.
You know nothing. Refused.
Those armies are looking pretty tough, actually.
King's command. Iron weld.
I mean, we've got to go over there and get in their reinforcement circle, right? That's like the only play.
My anger burns bright.
Yeah, I can get to a place where I'm not taking attrition damage. Our friendly zone healing will kick in. And if they attack either Gorgazan or our army, we get to have a little combined forces struggle here.
Clan Morgrim.
Okay, we're getting pretty close.
Heading out.
Yeah, I think next turn we'll probably be inside Itza's border, so we'll start to see replenishment. And I'm hoping Hualatl only has 10 units in its garrison. If there's not an army in there, we're definitely going to get it. This is Scully. Scully should get himself an Anvil of Doom. He's earned it. If any Rune Lord ever deserved one. Okay, so the army that is in recruitment mode, Vrogny.
Of runecraft.
Yeah, he needs to spend another turn recruiting. We're going to have very little income by the time we're all done with this. So we probably just want to bank money then for a minute. Siege of Erengrad is still occurring, but who knows? Maybe the Empire will actually step up and help us with this. Also, we're about to finish some research. I don't remember what we were doing. Hey, Toddbringer. You know you want to... Ooh, okay, looks like Norden is going to fall to the Empire. Oh my god, he's actually doing it. What a hero. Can't quite reach him, unfortunately, but I think he's within our reinforcement circle, so that should at least spook him. Let's see what Archaon does. My guess is he's not going to try to make landfall near the city. But I don't know what he will do. He's just going to go home. He thinks we're mean, we're ganging up on him, he's going to take his ball and go home. I'm kind of fine with that and also kind of annoyed by it, because I don't really want to have to leave a guard around Silktraken forever. Like, I'd like to get this over with. So what we probably bring this army... I guess it's going to depend on how things go with the Bjornlings, isn't it? I was going to say we should bring Vrangni north instead of south, but I guess if we lose this battle that's upcoming, we probably need to take him south instead. I am a little bit too indecisive to be a proper dwarf. Which is not to say the dwarves always make great decisions with perfect confidence, but rather they make a decision and then they stick to it no matter what, even if it turns out to definitely have been wrong. I'm a little nervous about this. It would be nice if he wasn't tracking me through the jungle, because I'm worried that he's going to attack us. I don't know what all these Khemri armies are doing, running around like super deep in their territory. Yeah, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that I think that battle's going to go particularly well.
Welcome to my throne.
Join your war against the followers of Nagash. I will, but I do not think it's a good idea to start that war right this second. Alright, is Kislev actually going to be able to wipe out these beastmen? They were indeed. That makes things a lot easier, because I'm sure that that army was going to ignore Kislev and just run to our territory. Largely because Kislev's stuff is more guarded than ours is. We do not have a lot of armies actually over by our settlements, so I figured that that was going to turn into a really annoying thing where we had to chase beastmen around the north like for 20 turns. Happy to see the AI step up and get something done. You know, with the damage that the Warherd of Chaos Army took from fighting that rebel stack, I'm not sure that they can beat Erengrad's garrison anymore. It might be worth it for us to sally out and kill them. Although the Empire might take care of it for us. And the danger of sallying out is that if I lose, the penalty is fairly harsh. Oh boy, okay, so they're bringing all of the stacks. Great. Well, the game thinks we have a reasonable shot at this. I don't know that I agree, but we do get to fight a combined Dwarf and Khemri battle, and that ought to be pretty cool, at least. I will say that there's not a lot of great units between these three armies, but I think we may be about to lose a stack here. And that would be fine. It would not be a big deal. I'd feel a little bit bad about sacrificing all of these lives, but in the grand strategic sense of things, I don't think this is a big deal, even if we lose it. We have another army ready to go. The Bjornlings will have a hard time replenishing before Khemri can finish them off. I guess we just, like, stay way back. We want to let our allies come in here. We want to fight as one big combined force if we can. I think we're kind of in the right setup. I guess the Giant Slayer should maybe be split up a little bit more. Here's hoping these Khemri know what they're doing. So unfortunately, they don't seem to be very good Khemri units, mostly. We haven't gotten to see the Khemri in battle a lot, so this is what they look like. Terrifying Egyptian undead dudes. They do have a couple of cool units, though. Ushabti in particular. I'm a big fan of the Ushabti. Just these huge, like, statue, these magical construct guys with all kinds of different, like, Egyptian deity heads going. I don't know where you even get a bird skull that big. It's probably made of stone, actually. It's probably not actually a skull. I'm curious to see what exactly these guys are going to do, because I think the smart play is we form up together and let them come to us. But the Khemri may march, and if they march, we kind of have to march with them. Because I really think it's a good idea for us to present a united front here. In fact, they seem content to stay behind us, which I do not love. The Khemri, as an undead force, function a lot like a vampire count's army, in that they won't, when their morale gets low, they won't break and run. They'll start to crumble instead. So we don't have to worry about them like breaking off the edge of the map or anything. You guys are real cowards. All right, I'm gonna back up then. We are going to fight united, even if I have to drag you kicking and screaming into it. We still have about an hour before they get to us at this rate. It's a shame this army doesn't have, like, artillery or gyrocopters or anything. Well, the new army that we'll be sending to the south after this does. What, you can't back up anymore. The edge of the map is right here. Did you see that? Did you see them trying to get even further away from combat? What is taking these guys so long? I guess they're not running. They're trying to conserve their energy. You wouldn't want to get tired halfway through the butchering. So, I mean, I am confident that the Ushabti will do some real damage here. These guys seem to be pretty light on spears, not a lot of anti-large damage. They're pretty light on armor as well, which obviously is great for us. This is 4 times speed. They are actually just like almost cartoonishly slow. Four times speed. Okay, we actually get to start attacking here. This will be a good time. There we go. Good time for some volleys. These guys have had better approaches, I'm sure. No, don't move. Just fire. Oh, hey, we actually have, like, cavalry backing us up this time. That's a nice change of pace. We haven't had access to any cavalry at all. Okay, the Ushabti are coming forward. You guys are on guard mode, by the way. In case you are unclear. Alright, it looks to me like we might be able to get a lot of our stuff to actually engage on the flanks here. I kind of don't love the way they're engaging. Alright, let's see if we can help them out a little bit. Yeah, they're sort of like engaging all weird and piecemeal, and I'm actually going to have a really hard time coordinating with them like this. Let's take the Longbeards and move up. This sucks, though. Like, the fact that they have easily, what, 10, maybe 15 units of Marauder Horsemen is just super annoying. So I need to try to engage with enemies that will actually stand still and fight. There are none of those on this side. I guess the Longbeards can kind of like just follow these guys up. We have to be careful about our ranged. They mostly... Yeah, we have to be careful about our ranged. I guess the Giant Slayers can do that job. 2 units of Giant Slayers come up here and threaten that chariot. These Giant Slayers need to run through the line. These Giant Slayers all need to head this way. How did that end up being... Had 2 units selected, control clicked another one, and somehow that means only one of the units is selected. Yeah, over here I think we're going to have a little bit more stand and fight because of the trolls. Try to keep the Warhounds out of our ranged, although our ranged are much better suited to fighting them than most people's. Let's see if we can get in on these chariots and not let them escape.
At once. Quickly now! Now!
Alright, hopefully the combination of our ranged and their ranged will be good enough to keep these guys at bay.
Master of runecraft!
Let's see if we can grab their lord while he's trying to fight archers here.
Iron will! Long be it!
Grab their multiple lords. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to pause. There's just a lot of battle happening here. So the Ushabti are failing. Actually, they're all kind of just falling apart here. We did manage to meet some chariot charges with some giant slayers, which is exactly how you want to do that. Yeah, this battle's very rapidly going to become their marauder horsemen against everything we have, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. What do I want you to focus on? I want you to focus on marauder horsemen, probably. Just forever marauder horsemen. It would be kind of nice if you could specify like a type of target. You know, set them to cavalry mode, and so whenever they have a choice of multiple targets that you haven't given them explicit orders about, they prefer to target cavalry. Oh hey, I forgot about the healing. So the Khemri have this thing called the Realm of Souls. And the way it works is, after a certain number of deaths, a certain number of Khemri deaths, all of the units on the battlefield, all of the Khemri units, start to receive healing. And then after a number of deaths beyond that, it happens again. And the third time it happens, which is also the last time, they, in addition to the big healing effect, get a free unit of Ushabti that they can summon. Just anywhere on the map at all. So that should be pretty fun when they do that. Yeah, honestly, we're messing up their ground troops really badly. I don't think they've got a lot left. It's just a matter of killing all these horsemen afterward. Probably somebody should deal with these trolls. It looks like we don't actually have anybody on deal with trolls duty right now. Well, they're running in on our troops at least.
Move now!
And the Slayers kind of wrap around here. Alright, we can get rid of those trolls really quickly, hopefully.
Warriors! Yes!
Alright, trolls are under control. Gonna get our giant Slayers in here. So, the Giant Slayers are often at a real disadvantage in combat because they don't have any armor on, right? But Marauders also don't have any armor on and are just worse fighters.
Shoot the wazooks!
So I would expect us to be very successful at Giant Slayer versus Marauder. Oh, definitely refocus on the Chieftain.
Armed and ready! I am strong! Slayers! Ready to strike! For the ancestors! Nothing can stop us! Move!
How much can we wrap around these guys? Oh, there's the second pulse of Realm of Souls healing.
Yes! Yes!
Try to get my flank as much as possible. Yeah, this is unfortunate. They just brought too many lords.
Slayers! Kill us!
Can you please finish off the chariot? This would go a lot better if my Quarrelers could ever actually shoot. Alright, back to work, you guys. Those guys will be dead soon, or at least they'll be panicked and broken soon.
Yes, Lord!
Alright, it's important we try to get some breaking done here. At some point, these things are going to run out of ammunition, and when that happens, they'll be much easier to deal with. I don't know why these Quarrelers are so far forward. They have guard mode on. They shouldn't have been chasing anything. Yeah, actually, we're seeing that chain morale effect. A bunch of units routing near each other will also rout other nearby units. Okay, giant slayers fighting trolls. It's just like exactly what they were born to do. Or rather, what they took an oath to do.
Vengeance!
Looks like we're mostly beating their lords over here.
Thunderers! Tsar!
Okay, we're doing fine work against the Marauder Cavalry. I was afraid it was going to be a little bit more of a pain than this. We are starting to get a little low on dudes, though, aren't we? And it kind of feels like there's not that many Khemri left on the table.
This grudge must be satisfied! Get him! Warriors!
Yeah, I'm
Can Morgan!
getting real worried here, actually. Well, I mean,
For the High King!
I'm not that worried because I thought we were going to lose. So it's not like, oh man, this is going to turn out poorly and it's going to really ruin my plans. This is pretty much how I thought this was going to go. Honestly, maybe a little bit better than I thought it was going to go. So their archers are just like standing in front of me, making it hard for me to shoot, which is not productive.
Let the vengeance begin! Take him down!
Please destroy their large lord. Guy should have been killed long ago. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Wounded.
Warriors!
Marauder Chieftain down. Yeah, Quarrelers are becoming the front line. It's pretty much unavoidable.
The clans unite!
The trolls are back in and they're no longer fleeing, which means that the battle's over. On the whole, though, I think this was pretty good. We did a lot of really good damage here. I think we punched way above our weight, just in terms of, like, raw damage output.
Withdraw!
And I think that this should be a pretty easy situation for the Khemri to finish cleaning up if they could get some armies up here. I think that would be very helpful. Or for our own army to finish cleaning up once it gets down here.
Warriors! Down! Killers! Nothing could stop us!
The Spoilers are just going to have to become melee guys.
Range fast! Range fast! Die, dwarf! Go! Kazook! Killers! All out!
Oh, there goes the break. And unfortunately our allied force has also broken. You can see them falling apart there. Yeah, I don't know how... I think the balance of power bar was slightly in our favor, but I can't imagine how that would have worked given the numbers here. This is good damage, though. We did some fine work. And of course, the Giant Slayers have to actually be killed because they will not break. Yeah, look at this. Almost nothing that he has is in good shape anymore. Should be a fairly easy kill for whoever can get there quickly. And I think on our next turn is when that Kragni's army is done recruiting, right? So they can start south immediately. Unfortunately, I do think he's like probably 3 or 4 turns of travel away. These guys are going to have some time to replenish if the Khemri don't show up to do something about it. We'll just issue a war coordination call. Hopefully that'll be enough. On the whole, though, this aside, I'm pretty confident that we are through the worst of it with chaos here. If there's another wave after this, I might be singing a different tune. Huh. This seems unrealistic given the situation. I'm just gonna auto-resolve that. Yeah, that's honestly more damage than we should have done, probably. So they sacked Gorgazon, but they didn't take it. Sometimes the AI does that. I'm never quite sure what they're thinking. Alright, +5 armor for all infantry. We gotta, yeah, see that guy defeated. The Empire's on their way out. We've done a lot of good killing. I think that he might be close enough. Ah, he's not. You know what? I'm gonna decline to attack here. Because I don't think they're going to attack us. I don't think they can. I'm gonna let this I'm gonna let Toddbringer ride up and help us out here. Let him feel tough.
Master of runecraft.
Alright, so Kislev is on this side of the mountain range. There's not really any danger here. I think we can have Scully
Say so, be it.
head this way.
Leaving.
And have Scully come over here and make sure this gets cleaned up properly. And then you guys... Yeah, Grombrindle needs to just chill here. He actually needs to do a little bit of recruitment. You know what? This'll do. So his army will be in perfect shape next turn. I really, really don't want to have to chase Archaon all the way up into the Chaos Wastes. That sounds like a terrible use of our time. We're still building that out.
Good.
What do I want to do with Thorgrim?
Near's axe thirsts.
I actually really don't know. I guess he's just going to sit here where it's safe.
Restless.
Alright, Iron Fist gets to ride out, actually,
Lord of Cloud
pretty much
Wars.
right up to the mouth of the mountains.
Heading out. It is time.
So the Eye of the Panther has no garrison. That means the central settlement structure is destroyed, and they haven't bothered to rebuild it. I think because they're a rebel army, they're not a real force. They had a rebellion here, and they just never managed to retake it afterward, which is very strange. But should make for a pretty easy capture for us.
To vengeance.
Yeah, Thorgrim, I don't know, just sit there.
By the king's command.
Oathkeeper probably will not get to do anything meaningful here.
Plan.
I guess I could have him chase Archaon instead of doing this, but
King's command.
I don't think that really matters.
Target these oath splitters.
Okay, can we... Let's see, I think I can issue a war coordination target on these guys. I should be able to. So let's find our buddies here. Coordination target. I need you to get down here and have at, I don't know, those guys. One of these armies. For real, this is important.
Not ready.
Steelbeard down here, and there we go. Replenishment kicks in, and we can see all the way to Hualatl. They are not prepared for an attack.
Long as
I
must
think that bodes very, very well for us.
into war.
Because once we have one settlement over there, we can not just have a place to replenish, but also have a place where we can start recruiting a secondary army. Okay, so Forge-proven armor is armor and defense for Iron Breakers, and also armor for Iron Drakes, and also defense for Hammerers. Seems pretty good to me. And is that really all of our armies? Where is Vrangi?
Stand ready.
Yeah, so we want to march south as hard as we can, and then underway over to here. We might have to go as far as Carrick Dromar before we can make the underway move. Grombrindle, yeah, that's right, I moved you already. No, I didn't. I moved you last turn. You need to stay there, though.
The axe thirsts for war.
Yeah, okay, I guess we are done. And also, settlement upgrades are available, because all of a sudden we have a ton of money again. We probably... we could cut these, but I'll leave them for now. We might get one whole turn earlier of growth. We might hit our growth threshold one whole turn earlier, is what I was trying to express there. Listen, it's late at night. We're still saving population here. Am I really about to end the turn with 15,000 gold? No, right? Like, we gotta do something with it. We probably don't really need upgrades here. What about in the northern settlements? That's where we could really use stuff. Krakadrak probably doesn't really need more defenses, especially given the way the Chaos Invasion has gone so far. Now let's make sure that we can at least recruit Longbeards in both of these territories. And I guess this is pretty expensive for somewhat limited benefit. The initial building is pretty valuable because it adds 8 units to the garrison, but then you just get improvements on the types of units. So we could probably afford to put in another recruitment structure here. Alright, I think from here maybe it is a good idea to save on gold. We're still 3 turns out from leveling up Hell Pit. Yeah, let's just save for a minute here. I'm hoping Toddbringer's going to come through for us. He totally did. I was thinking we were going to get to play the battle. I guess it only works that way if I initiate it. The AI resolves all of their battles through auto-resolve, so. Alright, well that works out for me. Means we probably don't have to do anything else at all to finish off the Warherd. They'll probably just die. Archaon seems uncertain. By himself, he's feeling like a little bit less of a big man. It's one thing when he's got a crew at his back to roll through with. It's quite another when he's going to have to fight 6,000 angry dwarves alone. I bet that the trait you get from beating him isn't even good. Yeah, you have alliances with all the right people? Sure. Boy, the Dark Elves are really making progress through Ulthuan. Did you see how much of that was still Dark Elf territory? I thought for sure after they were pushed out of Lothern that they'd get shoved off entirely. I'm noticing now that it kind of looks like it's a different color here. It looks like it's maybe purple instead of red. If Lothern fell again, I think that's a thing we should take note of. It does sort of look like the Skaven are planning on wiping Itza out. Well, unfortunately, I'm just not really in a position to help them with that. Okay, those armies were riding north. I don't think that those armies pose any threat to us. I think they'll be eliminated long before they get to dwarf territory. Alright, Kislev feels comfortable resettling. I like that a little bit because if this does turn out not to be the final Chaos Wave, Kislev's new settlements will form a little bit of a barrier for us. So I think our attention has to turn west once again. It's time to finish Norska off, and Varg. Varg's not one of our objectives. We don't need them to be dead, but I do want them to be dead. Alright, we have an army incoming. We can deal with this. We'll probably have Guthrie drop down there. Oh, hey, here's where that Puppets of Chaos army is. Apparently, they spawn out in the ocean and just wait until the Bjornlings are dead.
Talk fast, for you.
What? No. Why would I give you this? Well, they burned Gorgazon to the ground. That's not great. Influential Dowie. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't really want a public order loss at this point. I think the Confederation effect just wore off. We should take some time to replenish our public order. And also, minus 10 relations with Karakern means that we're only going to be at about 1,000 with Karakern, so we will survive. Grudge was aborted. The Chaos Horde has poured in, a remorseless tide scouring all in its path. Yet even the most savage flood must eventually recede, leaving battered survivors to pick through the flotsam on ravaged shores. We are saved, they cry, heedless of the fact that tides are certain in one respect. They will always rise again. The old world has survived the onslaught, yet now another wave rolls forth from the accursed chaos wastes. Only by destroying all of the hordes and defeating their source, Archaon, can this deadly storm be halted once and for all. Okay, so we do actually have to chase Archaon down and destroy him. Alright, well, that's something that we can start working toward. We have to get rid of the warherd, though. That's got to get broken down. So here's the problem. With Arcan in the water, he's going to only be auto-resolvable, so we have to send 2 stacks out into the water to fight him.
Aye. It is time.
And I mean, I guess that is exactly what we will do. So let's
How can I help?
let's put 2 armies here on the
Time
beach,
for a reckoning.
where next turn we can launch into the water with a minimum of movement spent.
Throw bearers.
Thorgrim gets to be...
March.
I shouldn't have done that in underway stance. I should have done that in normal movement, but it doesn't really matter.
To war.
It just means that Thorgrim won't be able to recruit this turn, but that's not... I don't think that's a big deal. Okay, let's take care of this.
Iron-willed. Got?
To die in battle.
Alright, here's a battle we can definitely just auto-resolve away.
My command is attack.
Alright, now I'm sure these guys would confederate with us, but... we probably shouldn't do that, at least not right now. And we need time for some of our stuff to recover. So help hit is negative and falling. Oh, help hit should not be taxed. We're not getting any money from it anyway. This is negative and falling. Some of that is because of all of the insanity, of course. Northern Oblast is negative and falling due to constant raiding and extremely high chaos corruption. It is a problem to be solved. And Troll Country, same reasons. We should rapidly recover here, though. Corruption should run out. Oh, we definitely want to buy this upgrade. That's a big deal. It would be nice to have 1 extra army up here. We're actually spread pretty thin.
What is? Moving.
Turns out you can never, ever have enough dwarves.
Onward.
Right, Oathkeeper. Can't really do anything of value here.
I answer to clan and hold.
Alright, Oathkeeper the Harasser has taken his place in immortality. Songs and legend. He really just loved to follow armies and punch people in the back of the head over and over and over again.
Right.
And they were annoyed by it, but they weren't really in much of a position to do anything about it.
The throng is mustered.
Okay, so these guys are still in pretty rough shape. We saw those Khemri armies, like, at the Black Pyramid of Nagash, so it might be 2 more turns before the Khemri are in position to do this, but I think we broke these guys down enough that it should be an easy kill. The bad news is, we have even more enemies coming in. Seems a little silly. Alright, by any chance... Nope, normal movement doesn't get us anywhere near taking this. So we could use a little tiny bit more replenishment. I'm going to underway us to right here. So we're on the road that leads to Huolado. We'll get replenished to absolutely full, and then we'll take that, we'll run down and we'll grab the Mine of the Bearded Skulls, and by the time we've done that, I'm sure the Blue Vipers will be banging at the gates here. And Vrongni, I'm assuming we can't... Oh no, we can totally underway all the way to this side of the mountains. I don't know that it matters which side, really.
Getting out of here.
Be on this side of this river. Man, we have a lot of building slots available, and I honestly... I wonder if we should just start recruiting another army. The odds that we're going to lose anybody else up here are not super great, unless it does turn out to be the case that... Yeah, there are many chaos stacks spawning over here, so never mind. We actually probably do need some help over here, although I don't know that we could afford it. 10,000 gold just to run another army. Yeah, we couldn't afford it. We wouldn't be able to also run units. Now, we do need to replace some heroes up in these armies, and unfortunately, we can't really summon heroes anywhere near those armies. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's not a big deal. Let's just keep it going as it's going.
I am the White Dwarf.
Well, Guthrie's army doesn't even have a runesmith anymore.
Yes.
Thorgrim also doesn't have a runesmith. You know, let's get a runesmith going. Let's see here. Here we recruit them at level 1. Here we recruit them at 5. Yeah, that's alright. Perceptive, determined. Okay, so none of these are great. Campaign line of sight for the army is pretty good. Also, Cadron Olfrowner is a really solid dwarf name. Alright, so yeah, we'll have this guy run up and join Thorgrim's army at the very least. I guess we should get one for Guthrie as well. We'll grab the guy who's good at melee attacking? Yeah, sure.
You summoned me?
Alright. No army should be without rune magic. This is super annoying, by the way. Alright, we still don't want to do anything here. We're waiting for Karakazgal to get full up. Northern Oblast is going to rebel, but we're in position to deal with it. Alright, let's do one more sequence of enemy turns here, and then we'll stop. I know the episodes of this series are like super long all the time. I'm having a lot of fun, you know? It's hard to want to stop playing. Okay, it looks like the Empire's actually here to stay. They're actually going to continue helping us. I really appreciate that. It's nice up here. We got the Empire, we got Kislev watching our back. So actual interfaction cooperation. Well, I guess I'm impressed that Archaon didn't flee at full speed from us. I'm super annoyed that Sarthoriel respawned. It's something we will have to deal with.
Welcome to my throng.
I thought it was just that you wore the Chaos Dudes down. I didn't realize that Archaon's presence caused everybody to infinitely respawn. I guess it has never worked out in my previous games that Archaon was the only one alive and that he spent a lot of time running away. Boy, the Order of Lore Masters controls a huge amount of territory now with that Confederation. But they probably have all of the parts of Ulthuan that aren't in control of the Dark Elves, right? There is a dark blue section over here. What is this? Get no tooltips during the enemy turns, unfortunately. The condition of Ulthuan probably doesn't matter to us at all, but I am curious. Like, the odds that anything that happens on Ulthuan is going to have any effect on us is basically zero. Alright, I really, really don't want to get involved in this. Like, I just so much do not want to be at war with that massive Skaven faction.
I am Iron Fist. So
Still no. Yeah, I mean, I hate to say this. It's certainly dismissive, but some of the factions on the map here are just completely irrelevant to us, and it would be really cool if I could mark them that way in the UI and have them just not contact me, ever. Looks like Kislev has managed to lose all of their armies again. I'm not sure what to. Maybe they are. Maybe they're already fighting this new wave of Chaos troops. I don't think so, though. You should have spawned too far north. Man, I'm super annoyed about Archaon. I'm hoping that he stayed close enough. I'm sure he didn't, because the AI checks your movement and moves in such a way that you can't attack them. But maybe we'll get lucky and he will have screwed up the calculations because of the water or something. I don't know. I'm just really, really hoping that we can catch him this turn. So really, we should stop. We should not continue to do stuff here, but let's check this real quick.
Onward, as the High King
Yep.
commands. Grumbrindle, don't you fret. It's
Yeah, turns out we can't reach him. Super annoying, really. And if we move down here, he'll just run that way. Like, we need to threaten him from two sides. It's like somebody's gonna have to get in the water here, and somebody's gonna have to underway over here, so that if he moves down, we can still catch him. And it's very annoying. We're gonna be at this for a while. So I suppose that is gonna be it for us for today. I'm sorry we couldn't wrap up this chaos nonsense, but Archaon is apparently the ever-coward. We'll catch him, don't worry. Come back next time to watch us finally wreak our sweet vengeance upon him. And we'll see you then.